Why is it back? No. Come on. Oh, I have no clue what just happened. Why in the world it disconnected? It was really annoying. I guess I do it. Well, you sure looking for it, but do you feel anything from the soul crystal? Yeah, I aim for it. Sounds like you got what it takes to be Viper, but the only way to know for sure is put the new skills to test. For that, only pray. From what I hear, your adventurers have got your own guild, so I'm guessing the folk there can know the best spots for hunting. Let's go see what they can tell us. So many people as usual. With their other prayers, try spineless spacing. Lately, they've been sightings of hidden for unknown species, those that slaughter anything that moves, including travelers. What's worse is they work in packs. Even the adventurers hard to cool them ended up meeting a stick. The end. You got any lead, Ray? Maybe there's something to this whole asking around thing after all. Critters not from around this person say. Maybe they got chased out of their usual habitats. Or they were wrong here. Anyway, that's bad news for folks unfortunate enough to cross paths with them. Not to control is of ever's most important duty, but that doesn't mean we can turn a blind eye to lesser sets. Next stop, spineless basin. Edged ran into a full gaggle of fiends after. They got pretty roughed up by assaults to the ruins raid, don't you worry. Before we go say hello to troublemakers, I reckon I ought to teach you about the Viper's dual blades. Our techniques were created for the sole purpose of killing Ridurol. Most of them are meaner varieties of things you might encounter in the wild, off with special powers to boot. To stand a chance against these powerful enemies, our ancestors looked into Vipers for inspiration, always twisting and turning to find the perfect angle of attack to take down a bigger prey. 2 blades for the twin fangs of Viper to wield in tandem and strike with precision. They can also be combined into a single weapon that weaves and sways like the body of a snake. By switching between these 2 stances, the Viper has the capacity to adapt to any situation. And they'll probably after taking anywhere near as fearsome as the Troll Barrel, but there will be a chance to set your skill. Let me know when you're ready. These retreats were working packs. My gut tells me there's a whole bunch of them over by that big tree. If there are any resist, they must be buying their time. All I see here is father. Though for practicing your new skills, they'll do fine. I'll stay out of your way and give you a few pointers. Let me know when you're ready. The start of the base, there are 2 stances, Dual Fang and Viper. Dual Fang means wielding your 2 blades separately. Start by using either Steel Fang or Reaving Fangs, then press the attack. To finish, we switch back to Viper and hit him with Death Rattle. Okay. These things are some of the most important tools in your kit. Oh, here, I'll tell you about attacking from Dual Fang stance. Some parts of your Dual Fang technique. Start with Ober, follow with a second, then pick one of the 4 finishers: Flange, Sting, Strike, Flash, Spane, Fang, Hind, Sting, Strike, and Hind, Spane, Fang. As you keep other names, each finisher works best from a certain position. But don't worry about it for now, just give them all a try. Okay, also you got the hang of the Dual Fang. That wore now, almost like he was telling him to clear out. Dragging their big old ass wing with the wings, and now it's sent a tougher opponent. Look, I got this thing for dealing arrows like this. I'll tell you about it when you're ready. Alright, now Viper stance. When you combine your two blades into one, the place perfect for tougher opponents. Open with Vice Winter and transition with either Twin Fang Bite or Twin Blood Bite from Dual Fang stance. Which one will be followed by Hunter's Coil, Swift Skin, Toil. Use second attacks allow use of Dual Fang stance with skills Twin Fang Bite and Twin Blood Bite. What? Is this it? No. Doing something wrong. See? I think not really. We're getting close to the boss. Beast must be pissed at me and keep getting beat. And there it is. Time to take it down, peg or 3. Just remember what you're dealing with here. It ain't no pushover like the rest. So you got all the tools you need at your disposal. Show it what a Viper can do. FFXIV, don't give me a chance to fight back. So next, we're better in services, mind you. Flying footwork. Dang it, I keep... I really had no idea what I was doing, but it worked. Not bad at all, not bad. Those are just the basics, but your execution was nightly impressive. Since you prove you won't be liable, let me tell you about the Troverol we're up against. We call it Ikshok Yamajin. It's offshoot of the Brock Sox, a deadly jungle predator. After a series of mutations, and this one's grown huge wings. Worse yet, it's smart as a whip and has a mean streak a mile wide. After learning the beast, most Protestant students set off to slay it. Facing it head on seemed almost like suicide, so we laid an ambush. Almost worked too. Almost. We thought we had subdued and made an approach to deliver the killing blow, but we underestimated the fiend's cunning nature. When we got close, it lashed out, lightning quick, before taking to the skies. I curled my brothers in arms as he breathed his last. Revenge is all I've been able to think about ever since. I've traveled the length and breadth of Tyrol looking for the beast, with nothing to show for it but a half dozen pairs of ruined boots. With each passing day, I grew more and more desperate. It wasn't until I met some folks who crossed the sea on a trade ship from Moldova. They claimed they had seen a huge winged creature flying eastward over the ocean. Knowing how clever Isak was, I reckoned it'd gone in search of a new home ground somewhere without an established threat like us vipers, so I brought passage on the ship, and here I am. Little did I know ours would be damn near as big as Tyrol. I'm a fish out of water, I'm not afraid to admit it, or that I'm gonna need all the help I can get. That's where you come in. With you, I might have a chance of avenging my fallen comrade. What do you say? Mm-hmm. Thanks, that means a lot. Let's get back to Ulan and see if we can find some clues as to Ixoxon's whereabouts. Of course. Ow. I just hit my elbow. I see you saw the Weaver's goals. Shut up, folks. Are my strong suit. If you're happy to take a lead, I'm happy to follow, at least for now. Thank you guys for looking at the spots to just fly around. As for me, I'll study here to see if I can brush up on my social graces and whatnot. Line beasts. Oh yes, late. We have sighted such creatures more and more each day. We're looking into it ourselves, but there has been no reported attacks, nor can I provide any more details. As such, I can't say if it's the same one you're after. That are searching the power post, but getting used to information out somehow feels like it's drawing blood from stone. After battles, choose the right person to ask for it, and I'll watch over how you pick them. If I can't do better when it's my turn. Yeah, when I was on the ship, I heard about this hunt your local company seemed to be running. We got a system like that back in Toronto, mainly for dealing with the troll viral. Naturally, the bulk of the work is handled by rivers, but the scope's since been expanded to cover a wider range of threats. These days, pretty much anyone can take on jobs. There is no shortage of them all. If you're ever in Tyrol, maybe you ought to give it a try. A lot of people here with cities of our own back in Tyrol, but this is something else. You know, to become hypertrophy, you got to live in this remote village in the mountains where you can learn all about the habits of various species and much else out there. So anytime you get yourself, you're expecting to spend your honing your skills. Once training's done, you're free to roam wherever you please. There ain't many Tyrol viral near you hunting, but they can spring up pretty much anywhere in Tyrol. So many say it's good to keep on the move. Me, though, I chose to stick around even after I finished my training. It gave me a chance to work on my swordmanship instead of going out looking for work. Folks came straight to us asking for help. That's how I got complacent and fell in the habit of letting my elders and students do all the talking and negotiating with outsiders. Even my passage here was arranged by an acquaintance. Sure. Well, I've only heard rumors. They say it has a dozen faces ringed with red, wriggling tentacles and shoots beams of light from its eyes. Of course, it's all too common for those with my sense bring up bizarre species from distant lands, and the troubling with the rumors is they grow even more fanciful with each retelling. Well, damn, if I know how you did it, but you and your children got useful information of folks. Even none of them out to solid knowledge that Ixtoc hasn't kicked up a process yet is a clue in and also. I reckon it's taking its time to get the light of the lamb, having just only arrived here. Now I've seen masterwork. I'm gonna try my hand talking to the locals. The best way to learn is by doing. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Mm. Mm. Don't get too ahead of yourself. And full well, I'll probably make a fool of myself, but no one's ever got good of anything by standing around with their thumbs in the rest. It just happens I brought with me a whole bunch of herbs and knickknacks from back home that I can sell to keep myself fed. I might take a while to find solid, but at least I can get by for the time being. So those are the ones who slew my pets. Interlopers on the hunt for my next darling prize. You really know it's lost and just down on you. Just as well, if fickle nature might bring us greater delights. I've been doing dams to get information. It might take a while though, so come see me later and don't forget to practice your Viper techniques. Use the bathroom and then decide what to do next. You've returned. As to what to do next. I suppose since I'm here, I might as well just do the Reaper quests. Good friend. Right, Dolly, you headed in? Oh, there you are, looking deadly enough to sight to make me weak at the knees. I wager it's time we stop faffing. I'm made ready to hunt our target. My lemurs have been hard work scraping together what information they can. Let's see what they got. Everyone here, good. Arnix, you admit. No further Chimera-related incidents you'd be happy to hear. The only relation last over here is Herman. Make your acquaintances. As you know, Akori is Voidsent, and he goes by the name Orcus. He eluded the best, but these two are a step above. Tell us what you've found. By your will, boss. I asked around its old murders and experiences, seeing if any involved a matching description you provided. There are as many as people as there are grains to stand, and no short of tragedies either. One, however, stood out among the rest. A woodcutter in the black shroud disappeared without a trace. No body, no belonging, nothing. An odd occurrence by itself, but the sightings of a stranger with skin pale as snow near his last known whereabouts piqued our interest. Now it's a promising start, but those woods are crawling with bandits and brigands of all sorts. Duskwights and keepers are said to come in ghostly hues. Are we sure this man ain't one of them? As sure I've ever been. Whilst not many bandits have eyes the color of blood, it's a match too close to ignore. I can't gainsay that. We have a lead. Hey, my boss, are you sure we need help with Salzburg? How many troubles could one Voidsent be? Herman, she's standing right there for God's sake. No, she's right. I've always told you to turn away your eye to these outside the family. She's just doing her due diligence. But trust me when I say, we need every advantage we can afford. I made the mistake of misjudging Orca's strength before. And for my hubris, my family, my flesh and blood family was slain, all of them. Was planning on holding that back a bit longer, but since before the lemurs, I swore two things. I'd pay that suffering 1,000-fold, and I never let that bastard take anything from me again. I mean to keep my vow, and I trust I can count on you to help. You know how that's twice, boss. You're going all around, even the ones that become scars. We'll see your vengeance brought. All these years I've scraped to make a place for us. I've looked forward to the day he pays his dues. It ain't just for me that we hunt him either. He's a blight on Eorzea itself. And the longer we let it fester, the more suffering it'll spread. We need to corner him now, while we still have a chance. Are you ready, Delta? You know those woods as well as any of us, and we'll need your experience if we hope to be back before supper. Much appreciated. Alright, let's get to the... Then, Hermit, I want you here, no dog, keeping your ear to the ground for any news of Orcus' movement. Angus, you lead us to where the woodcutter disappeared. Very well, boss. That'll be a central shot, so our best course would be set off from Bent Branch Meadows. How is it gonna actually bring me there, or is it just gonna be right outside the thing? Yeah, it's right outside the thing. Alright. You made it. We're set off, allow me to share the circumstances of a poor woodcutter's disappearance. As I heard, he disappeared nigh on a week ago. Got lost somewhere, but he was a seasoned woodsman, not some high-board traveler who forgot to buy a map. I questioned closest to him, and none could think of a reason he might want to make himself scarce. He even made plans to meet with a friend not long from now, but I expect that promise will go unkept. It sounds like we can rule out voluntary departure. I believe we can. The last person to see a man alive said he took his axe and ventured northwest. And that's where we'll set our trap. Here, Delta. Take this magic Tricivir and candle that scented like a voice's favorite libation, blood. Once it's lit, the fumes will waft through the air and everyone will send with a 30 ounce run. If either of us see Orcus, let's give it the other a shout over the transceiver. As I said before, Orcus is inhabiting the body of a man. And he can put on an awfully convincing performance that he must be. Don't give him a chance to work his wills or his fangs. Beat it in your neck before you know it. As much as I want to accompany you, I'd only be a liability fight. Or if I were to not return here, and I'll report back to the lemurs. Good luck and good hunting. Let's go. Alright, use this. Sage blood shoots there for the nostrils, metallic aroma. Draw out of our voice and rise from the underbrush. The bears over to Orcus, its eyes use ferocious hunger. Did that glitch out because all the other options disappeared? Or did I just get lucky and just end up picking the one that it was? Dude. You always know what's that you have in your hand. You said the void center was carrying this? That ring, where did you find it? I see, then there could be no doubt that the void center that Delta slew is the same one that murdered our woodcutter. Murder, are you saying? While I was searching for a place to set my trap, I spotted a shallow grave hastily dug and poorly hidden. On the earthly layer, there was a body matching the description of the woodcutter, a wholly nondescript fellow, save for the mark of the ring moved from his finger. Doubtless that ring was his demise. Shiny balls are common fixation for void scent. Probably didn't spare a thought for the owner, only the prize. I suppose we could take comfort in knowing that it'll harm no one else. Orcs or not, I see this excavation was a success after fashion. I should have praised the whalers of what's transpired. You two catch some well-earned rest. Thank you kindly, Arngus. Then I'll see you back at headquarters. Alright. Yeah, so I guess I was just lucky. And then use this to go here. Maybe we can get satisfaction, I promise, but sitting here with our heads in our hand won't do us any good. Let's be happy that one last void scent preying on helpless woodcutters. The only good void scent is a dead void scent. Here. Nothing comes of their sense, hunger for ether but bloodshed and tragedy. We're on the quest of end 2 decades of emergency. That's how long ago Orcus came into this world, raging like an animal free from his cage, and leaving my family dead in his wake. The grief he caused since then is immeasurable. No matter where his cursed feet take him, his hunger follows, the realm bleeds satiate. Of course, we're the only ones hunting him, but he's clever as he is vicious, and not the finest trackers have been able to keep on his trail for long. Don't look smart. While you were away, I was making the rounds, and I found some of that super fruit. Argos is following up on it as we speak. As for someday, that man's going to keel over on my account. Still, there's no one else I trust to tell me the difference between truth and hysteria. That being said, this work takes time to do right. Use this chance to hone your skills, and if all goes to plan, next time we speak, you'll have a golden opportunity to test them. Apologies as well, but we're still waiting on ice to come through. There's not much you can do around unless you have a knack for cleaning. Harmon's good at weeding out promising stories and whatnot, but getting the truth of those stories and craft is delicate as weaving. And I'm sure you've seen firsthand how a bad bit of information can lead to elaborate plans coming apart at the seams. Boss. Calm down, lad. Breathe. What's gone into you? It's Arnos. He's been murdered. What? Tell me I heard that wrong. And for that, the brass blades found him half buried and sent out bells away. Just lying there like some bloody animal corpse. They're bringing him to Erland's burial chamber as we speak. This doesn't know regularly coming. From them, they'll be waiting to crawl back into the Raza room. Well, just as much you, I do by times like this, we need to look for boss for guidance. As you can see, those emotions running high. I should stay here until her cools off. Can you let the boss know we're standby and waiting for her command? Like it as not, she's gone to pay her respects. Sorry, Delza, I ain't in the mood to chit chat. Where's the bloody creeper? The dead must be let to rest. They're gone. Have one more on them. You know, shut and listen. The best way broad body and uncle showed me to it. Ah, yes, they did. But are you the deceased family? If not, I'm afraid we cannot. Family? Arnez was like a son to me. Like a son, ordinarily that would be he is injured in the most common. However, I must advise you not to gaze upon the blind. Jesus, then so be it. I told you not to go and get yourself. Don't, Delta, this isn't for you. Sorry for barging all that, but if you can forgive my rudeness, promise me that Arnis gets sent off well and proper. Of course he shall be. However, if you wish to intern within seas, well, such sort of space comes at no small expense. I don't care what it costs. Just send your man to Lemur's headquarters to collect what you require. Those I appreciate you coming and finding me, but there's someone else I have to speak with first. I'm heading to Stone Throw. Come along if you please, but come along in silence. this one. So where Arnis's wife earns her living. Best get this over with. Just never forgot the debt he owed you, the debt we both owed you. Even so, his loyalty ran deeper than that. It's a strange thing to look back on the people we were, a decade younger and a lifetime more foolish. Young lovers, proud patriots, blissfully ignore it, returning to Locus Harmonious, the cradle of our people. A triumphant homecoming for Garland as our centuries in exile. The once mighty invaders had been laid low and drive back whence they came. It was a banner day when Agnes was honored with the post there. The honor pride quickly faded when he saw the truth of Locus Harmonious. We had not just defeated our enemies, we had hot lemon irons and condemned them to a life of servitude. Descendants of those who'd driven ours north so many years ago, made to pay for the crimes of their forebears. The superiors were so certain and pleased with the poetry of all. Ours, however, could not simply look away from the suffering, let alone take pleasure in it. Confronted with the relative place we would call home, his conscience demanded he take action. He began cooperating in resistance when the eyes of the Fremoner are all seen, and before long, he was asked as a sympathizer. It was only by the grace of good fortune that we escaped with our lives. I was laid awake wondering if he had outlived his usefulness to resistance, or perhaps it was petty senior officer that orchestrated our fall. Regardless of the cause, the outcome was the same. We could never return to the Empire. We fled to Eorzea by way of Radzahan, the only route open to us. Was as soon as I been foot on the docks that your luck ran out, I was recalled, stopped by Yellow Jacks, accused of being Imperial spies. Alright, but we still managed to make an escape. We ran around, terrified that our prisoners would die capture us. That is until we met you. Had you not taken us under when you did, I should imagine our fate. Gratitude was the last thing I'd deserve. If I hadn't sent Angus off on my damned fool's errand, he'd still be alive. It was that Orgus Club, and no mistake, he died from it. I can't tell you how sorry I am. No, you needn't apologize. I know he was happy so long as he was helping you. He was happy. Believe for his death isn't the rest of the rest on the man, the monster that murdered him in cold blood, and I expect you to see he is answered for the crime for me and for Arnes. I will, I swear on everything that I have to swear. He talked to us somewhere fewer pronouns. Come meet me at the bridge to the north. I apologize for not telling you everything about me and Orcus from the start. I dragged you in a fight against a foe that's cunning, brutal, and utterly merciless. I thought with all of us together, we'd tip the scales in our favor. I was wrong, and Argus paid the price for my hubris. The first time we checked in Boxcar was likely one of Orcus's minions, but I was too caught up in my grand scheme to realize it at the time. I should have thought why it tried to hide the body. Your common voice wouldn't have the guile to bury a kill. What if Orcus taught it as a way to throw trackers off its scent? To dangle bait for me and mine? Orcus has used the same trick in the past, and he knows what we know too. By dispatching his minion, we drew his attention. Argus was a warning. Orcus doesn't give his prey swift dose, he toys with them, cuts into them, and savors their screams. That's how I know he was watchful. It's like a signature, the way he leaves the bodies when he's had his fill. I only pray Argus doesn't take that suffering with him to the next life. Orcus will be coming for you. You or me next. Not right away though. That would be giving up the game. He wants us to keep looking over our shoulders, sleeping with one eye open. He'll wear us down without even lifting a finger. When Friday strikes, we'll be dead on our feet. Play things for him to do with us, because that won't do. We need to bring the fight to him. No more waiting around for the lead to come with us. It won't be easy, but I can still count on your help. Argus. Thank you, Delta. You've got no cause risking your life and them to fight Argus. For Argus to fight for me, then I got no qualms calling you a member of my family. Family, a curious word, that. Bloody, it's him, Delta, Orcus. Some persistent rats running out my tail. I should have known by their stench it was you and yours, Drusilla, or should I call you granddaughter? Shut your mouth, you Christ damn monster. Monster, is that any way to greet beloved elder children these days? It seems one death wasn't much enough. A second should suffice for the scant reminder of your being. Those we're ending this here and now. Follow my lead. I thought you might say we're while I was this. I shall feast upon your beating heart here and now. Die! Not but dregs left in this gate vessel of yours. Too long has the hide been left in the sun. Your family has been replenished with fresh blood, I see. My, what a bountiful soul this one has. Your sight may be dull, but your eyes is as sharp as ever. Blinding as the sun, pure as the snow. Looked was war, slaughter, and grace. The hell? I had thought to make criminal, but perhaps just this once, forbearance is in order. Especially the resistance must be given time to find and fill its succulent potential. It would be a travesty to consume you ere you achieve perfection. When your soul is ripe with fear, swollen with hatred, and fit to burst with despair, I shall return for you, Delta, and I shall gorge. Until that time, so. Well, Michael, Roman, well. There's these old bones. He was right in front of me. It could have ended in one swing. For a moment, just one moment, I saw it all again. My family slaughtered lying on his feet, myself, so my... And that was enough. That was... Yep. more than a few questions. I'll answer my promise, but now's not the time, trust me. Stand around kicking in the sand won't change what's done. Let's switch to the headquarters and let the wind cool our heads so we can consider our next course of action. Alright. Come on. Why is it taking so long to load into a DAW? I guess it's probably because of all the people, that's why it takes so long. It was my own fault. If I hadn't stood there stock-jawed, I wasn't so damn slow, we'd be rid of the abomination once and for all. What you saw used to be my grandfather before Orcus took over. He looks green enough to be my own grandchild now. The trick of the void, like it has not. It's no secret that if a void doesn't want to devour you, it probably wants to take possession of your flesh. But Orcus has a particular talent for it. And doubtless summarize, he's got an insatiable craving for ether. Killing is the only prelude to active gulp down our essence, like you draw a veil every day of work. He's old, I can't exactly say how old, and he's acquired taste for the finer things. Seems your soul counts among the finest he's seen. Things just keep getting better for us, don't they? Would it be the first time someone said their souls? I saw my soul. So, use the Enterprise Army and rolled. Clearly, safety is no longer something we can take for granted. Not in cross street, not in the middle of the day. Keep your eyes peeled and watch out for those terrible red eyes. We're staying in chocobos for a moment, but I'll think of something and send us for you until, as soon as I can. Until then, never sleep far from your scythe. See, Orcus hasn't sunk his teeth in you, does. Don't go thinking he's given up trying, though. He's out there saving from a distance, can't resist checking in on his prize. Just as he can't resist seeking out morsels to tide him over to feast. The reports received of a man pale as death soaking about in the sands is proof of that. And then there's a matter of the splendid diary. We don't know who sent it, but we know what it means. It's a warning commonly used by less savory elements in law, a warning that the next will be delivered sharp and straight our abilities. More fool them. They have no notion of what we faced and lived. Thinking we soiled a small class over empty threats. Let's hope it's nothing more than that. Last seen, as we need to follow up on our reports sooner or later. Any fancy a bit of fresh air? If we catch the whiff of Orcus' foul stench, all the better. Dilsa, I want you to ask around near Blackbrush Station, and I'll head to Stone's Throw. When you're done, meet me there, and we'll see what we've dug up. Because the selfish retire the market one ready to take on the world some. You must see the Arizona Reaper the boss sent we're about. The most hideous, nothing's amiss. The soldier in me would have loved to see a Reaper in action. I once fought in the Imperial Army, though you wouldn't think it to look at me now. I served probably under Lord Valence in my youth, until the day he ordered us to use common focus fire in some pointless skirmish. I refused and was sentenced to death for my candor. Needless to say, I didn't keep that appointment. Compared to that evil, toothless threats of ghosts are no bother. but the less jaded are more excitable. One last in particular has been jumping at shadows. She lives as you know matters to her, but I suspect she to be daughter of her reflection still. If you want to lead an ear to your delusions, you could find her a lost hope. Oh, hello. Oh. Surely she's as if she sent some of the rest of the terrible evil waiting in the wings. Surely she cares for us if we really are flesh blood, which is more than I can say about him. Not once have I longed to return to the life of comfort I left behind in Grandma. No, Drusilla, thanks, but she's the reason I left home in the first place, of course. Had I not met my beloved, I would still be feasting on my cakes of ignorance. Ignorance so loved freedom I found in my former Golemwald. The latter was the art of life blossom and something beautiful. Not every day has been easy, not even most days, but Drusilla's watchful eyes has kept us safe. Freedom is worth measure of hardship. So terrible fear grabbed my heart when my beloved told me of the pale man who's spied in sands. But now that the family has come to help, I can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm sure you know precisely what to find the horticulture, but I cannot help half so well as my beloved might. Seek him to the southeast and pray put an end to this nightmare. Oh, the wilderness, the hundred adults now tread, track instead of quarry, others tread, darkest night, cry for a keeper, lo, by your side she walks the reaper. Now, apologies for the effusive display, friend. I'm a poet, you see, and I cannot resist putting into words the flood of emotions that accompany such a striking figure as yours. Monster! That's what I remember from his voice. It is potent and powerful. It's dead. Thank you, my Siri, my godson. Well, I could aid you, alas, the poet's pen is of little use in battle. Unless, of course, the battle involves not swords and scythe, but words. Just as sire, my beloved, who is even now looking the stout by the inverse of verse I composed after he had the gall to forbid our union. A master worker of scathing metaphor and settle over remorselation, alas, for all the pretensions nobles are anything but subtle in the rage. We were forced to flee and abandon our homes with only love for sustenance. None of us I've regretted not a single moment of our life in exile. In our words, we found in our treasure freedom, freedom of mind and freedom of heart. Ah, but I assure you did not see me out simply to save my life and leave with an honest smile. You wish to commission a poem? Phelan. I encountered him whilst wandering the air waste in search of inspiration. I felt like he had something terrible present upon my back. When I turned immediately, he was standing there grinning like a butcher in a ball pen. He wore robes too thick for scorched sands, and his skin looked as if it had never kissed a place in sun. Worst of all, his eyes were as two bottomless pools of blood. I feared my end had come, but then he vanished as quickly as he appeared. Perhaps I've been reckless. Recent incidents make it clear that the cost of inspiration is higher than I'm allowed to play. I shall return to my beloved for both my safety and hers. Thank you again, my savior. There you are, and another one of his accursed minions. Well, I suppose we can take comfort in the fact that none of the family came to harm, yourself included. Well done. Speaking of which, what do you think of this family that you've been thrust into? Speak freely. I haven't lived this long without taking offense and opinions. I don't want to hear. Seems like any other family to me. I see. Seen some other families there, I reckon. I like to think we're one of a kind. Though a collection of cast-offs unfit to live under the Empire's boot, yours truly included. Which is some enlightened types might tell you otherwise. People like to have a say in the life they lead. That's what separates us from those books over there. Born queens, workers, drones, bred into roles and graded so deeply they wouldn't know how to live otherwise for the glory and prosperity of the hive. But we got in us to be different. Might be wearing farming, soldering, or politicking, but we can choose to walk a different path whenever the fancy should strike. Taint in our nature to accept our lot without question. No, we have to believe in something, put our faith in it. Only then will we be dying to march and step. And indeed, faith of savage stripe is one way to get us dancing to the same tune. Others might be compelled through faith in logic and law, intangible, invisible, yet cause enough for killing and conquering if it suits the queen. The invaders have sullied our birthright for 8 centuries. No longer. We march for Locus among us with a few virtuous words. His radiance, Solus, Zon, Galvus, worship the hive into a frenzy. Once that fire is burning, that passion of the masses can't be soon be quelled. What was once a wish for a home became a holy mission to spread enlightenment which could not suffer such beliefs as the beastmen held. Countless scores rendered up their lives at the altar of power until an entire continent was united under a single majestic fist. For those who still dream of unity, dead, deed worthy of song, yet some awoke can see it for the tyranny it was. My grandfather, Rolus, included. The talents were passed down through bloodlines. Rolus was the best of us, the most accomplished, feared, and there was long history. That duty reapers our role in the hive. View it was to deliver our country meant from corrupt and power-hungry tyrants. When Garmel found religion in conquest, its appetite grew to be insatiable. My grandfather pondered his conundrum for many sleepless nights. He came to the decision he would leave Solus Zon Galvus of his life. "20 years ago, he slipped into the deepest chamber of the Imperial Palace. Silence shout until we could hear the Hepbur's beating heart. Yet when Rawls returned me, his soul was alive, while my brother, on the other hand, had skittish his face up, and his black hair had turned to pale white. He said not only counter and received that the most powerful man in Garlemald was no man at all. Shamed in his defeat, McGrath sought greater power bit by bit. He gave himself more over to the void sent behind his avatar. Orcus struck when Rawls was weakest, taking his flesh and soul in one fell swoop. When he was finished, not my grandfather remained in that body. That was only Orcus. The fiend flew into rapturous frenzy, and my family were his first victims. I remember the chill and his teeth sinking to my flesh, growing until they reached my very essence. How am I stand for you? Oh, Orcus gorged on a soul that night, but it wasn't mine. No, it was my avatar that filled his belly. Seems that was all he could stomach. Some might consider that lucky to suit, but I had little time to ponder my fortune. Fled as soon as I was able. His radiance never looked kindly on those trying to end his life or their families. I wandered about for years until I settled and started seeking out others like me, others who had woken from the Empire's dream. Lemurs is what we call the spirits of the dead in Garlean tongue. A fitting moniker, if there is ever one. Waking up from a long sleep ain't unlike climbing out of the grave. I can attest to that. Sons of Bubbling, remind me not to give you such long-winded speeches when sand's blowing in my face. So I'm heading back for some mail. See you in the headquarters. Across, how is the family? Thinking about no harm aside from some tousled hair and mangled verse. Orcus left one of his minions behind as a gift, but Delta made quick work of it. I said she was a career. You have an eye for the fierce of heart. That would be good or something. Not that we let her take all the glory. Of course we won't. We'll all be there when Orcus tries to take his prize. I don't think we'll be waiting long either. Orcus said he strike Delta when Delta's wife through her hatred spare seasons he's loath to forego. And inkling how he might draw out those wishes and finish off happy meal besides. Right you are, Drusilla. How many nights did you warn your loss after the wellspring of your power, I must say. It was quite the dish. I think not. Move such a finger and her head will hit the floor. Oh, that's the fire I want to see burn. I want to see rage. I want to see the hatred seep into the depths of your soul. Should I make Drusilla's final breath? Or this one? It's so very hard to choose. I was not right not to give in to my baser instincts, to allow the thought of your teeth to simmer in your mind. As for you, Adora, form the bond of kinship even. What from what I understand of her inconsequential ideals, that you may better appreciate the bitter loss. But perhaps I should wait a while longer to let the flavor of your hatred mature and the tang of your malice ripen. I can make use of Drusilla yet. Revel in her schemes, exult in her mystery. Ah, how splendid it will be. And while my prize figure grows out of loathing and suddenly with terror. Patience rewards the dutiful Goron, after all. When your tantalizing flavor is fully matured, I shall return, and I shall reap my harvest. God damn it, Void Sent Bastard's soulless piece of shite. Orcus is gonna pay for this. Aye, that's the spirit. We need a plan. First things first. Find out where Orcus is hiding. The rest of the family should be able to help with that. In the meantime, you need to prepare. I know you're good, Delta, but we can't leave the boss's life chance. Sharpen your skills and your sight, then sharpen them once more. The boss can do naught against Orcus without her avatar. That means you'll have to do the heavy lifting. Of course, I'll do what I can to afford you an advantage. You can count on that for Drusilla. Oh, Delta, listen, we found out where the boss is being held, but I'm warning you that how of it isn't pretty. I know Florida headquarters is wild, but inside was shite. Inside was a letter written in blood. There's no doubt whose it was, or is revealing his own cruelty. The letter, he said he's waiting for us at the dusk vigil. Gods know what he's doing to her now. I call out every able member of our family for this one. We're heading out as soon as everyone's assembled. We're here and more waiting outside. We're ready to pay the debt we owe Drusilla with our lives if we must. With souls, courageous hearts, and heart and steel for leader's sake, for family's ideal. And Jin Thing's lair they shall shred to end his terror foul, his reign of the dread. The boss would be with pride of a group of cold-blooded killers. Alright, Delta. We're ready when you say the word. This is a job for a Reaper, and a Reaper alone. No, I'm not gonna look likes you, but we've got skills. We need someone distracted first. Then you can move in for the kill while his back is turned. Don't tell us to stay here with our thumbs. Notice as well the boss is suffering. Drusilla wouldn't want you throwing your lives away. What do you know about what she wants? Hermit, listen, maybe she's right. I know she's right, goddammit. That doesn't mean it doesn't shaft. The boss wouldn't trust just anyone with Reaper's arts, and Delta has proven herself worthy time and again. If you're going alone, take that with you. Or the boss. No self-respecting can reap without their scythe. Now go on, make orders through the day he crossed into this world. Yeah, this one has to close. Just keep giving me the same ones. Right. There you are, Delta, my prize. You best come forward. I can smell it. Your fear, your hatred. Your tender, marbled soul. My masterpiece, ripe for the slaughter. I'll save her. Good bite. Strip that flesh from your bones, crack them open, just so. Bleh. How I hungered, how I thirsted, and trapped by the thought of your sweet essence trickling down my throat. Never I suffered so waiting, but beholding your magnificence, I see was worth every agonizing pain. I do not expect you to leap into my maw ruling, nor do I desire. I want you to really struggle until your dying breath. Oh, this music. I've waited this feat for too long. I think I shall skip straight to the main course. Well, I can't read what you said right now. Ah. Okay. The pig spawns and rust still. Let's shift and finish the job. Okay, do not step in that. Stop calling extra enemies. I can't die without a final meal. Very good alliance becomes you. Though it begins to worry. I know my stars. Past time you bared your belly for my blade. My sole purpose is to satisfy. My word, your aim is terrible. There should be nothing left of you. Should have learned to chew your food more thoroughly. Fools, both of you, I won't die so easily. Now our feast begins. I'll kneel more. Those wounds tenderized. Give him his own vomit until to rip out his soul. Somehow dodged most of that. Just worry about Orchestra, I'll take care of the rest. Haha. Oh. Oh crap. Oh jeez, what? Okay, this is getting insane. Too soon. Done. Oh, it is yours, Gisela. Thank you, Delta. No fear, Boulder, I still smell its exquisite aroma. Just a taste. Done, let's get back to headquarters, Delta. Delta! Sorry for causing you all no end to worry and tracking me down. You risked your life and limb, and for that I thank you. All of you. We didn't risk anything. We just sat here, praying until you and Delta walked through that door. Don't be so hard, Celeste. I know each and every one of you would have joined her if she hadn't talked some sense into you. We owe you our lives, boss. We owed it to you to return the favor. You're more than I deserve. Who forces them they hold dear into a personal vendor? Who leads the family to their death? Arnaz was no fool. He knew and accepted risk. He placed his faith in you because he believed Orcus had to be stopped, and he was right. There'll be no more victims to mourn. He helped you achieve that victory. It'll be enough for him, and it'll be enough for me. At the same time you spoke, Arnaz would be the first to tell me that. Now, it's time to honor sacrifice, to toast those we have lost and those still by our side. As thank the brave soul that led us here, that means you, Delta. Much as I'd like to take credit for Orcus' demise. It was a long brave road, but this marks the end of your first assignment as a Reaper. And what assignment it was, you might not be Guardian, but you tackled your task with singular resolve that impressed the most hardened soldiers. I'm proud to call you family. We have found the lemurs provide a home for wayward Garleans. But we're not so different, Garleans and Erisans. No great elevation. But moments like these help put it in all perspective. The feeling was a dream that gave us the strength to survive in a strange land. But the beautiful thing about dreams, if you ask me, is that they can change, they can get better. So I say from this day forward, the Lemurs will unite not by origin but by purpose. Brothers and sisters around the shared convictions. I don't think anyone will object to that, boss. Lemurs are ready to welcome people of all stripes. Serves you, Delta. Though is all but official already, eh? Ah, here's the birth of a new family, sister. What day has been? Hope it'll be a while since before Kijuni Yammer on that much again. Too much talking liable puts me in sentimental mood or worse, make me dewy-eyed. Something like that. You ever get weary wait of roller doors? You know that our doors will always be open. If you need ear to bend, shoulder, we pawn a stiff ball, jump inside. We'll be here, sister. Your first steps on yourself fallen foes and bond blazes for the bosom. And shroud. Target should be filled through execution of certain mouse skills with sufficient and sword you can execute in shroud. The soul gauge can be drilled via execution of certain mouse skills or by defeating enemies afflicted with death's design. With sufficient soul stored in a gauge, you can execute actions such as Bloodsock and Grimswith or Glanning. Attack of Numerous Shroud can be assumed to execute Void Reaper Shuna per level 90. Okay, that sounds cool. So is it Lunars? Okay. And I think this is a good place to finish it. Mm-hmm. Alright. Okay.
Okay, bye. Here. Hi.